Good morning. It is Fun Facts Friday, and this week's fun fact, we're going to wrap up the spooky Colorado facts with the most famously haunted hotel in Colorado. If you guessed right, the Stanley Hotel is the hotel I'm talking about. The Stanley Hotel was built around 1903, but it didn't open until 1909, when it saw its first guests. Freeland Oscar Stanley was the man who saw the vision for this hotel. Freeland was a great inventor and lived in the Massachusetts area with his wife. In 1903, Freeland was diagnosed with tuberculosis and was only given 6 months to live. So he decided to travel west to Colorado to a little town called Estes Park with his wife to get some fresh mountain air in hopes that it would help him cure his tuberculosis, or at least to give him a nice farewell. It turned out that coming to the mountains in Colorado did actually cure his tuberculosis, and he lived to be 91 years old. But while he was out here in Estes Park, he found the town quite westernish and cowboyish and not the glamorous, sophisticated type of city that he was used to. So that is why he decided to build the Stanley Hotel, to make it grand and beautiful and what he felt like was the height of sophistication on the East Coast. The Stanley Hotel started to lose some of its grandeur and luster and was looking to be bulldozed down and put something else up there that was more modern and vibrant for the time, because a lot of other hotels in Estes Park were growing around it and were more modern and had air conditioning, and so the hotel just wasn't, seen as the height of sophistication as it once was. This all changed in 1974 when an up-and-coming horror author named Stephen King decided to stay there one night with his wife. It was the last night for this season for the Stanley, so the crew was a skeleton crew, and there wasn't that many people there. So Stephen King had kind of the reign of the hotel, and after dinner he wandered off to check out the hotel. And when he came back to his room 217, which so happens to be the most famous room at the Stanley, he went to bed and had a nightmare of his son being chased by a possessed fire hose. And that spawned the story behind The Shining. Now, you might remember The Shining from the Stanley Kubrick's movie with Jack Nicholson. But that movie was not shot at the Stanley Hotel, but Stephen King went on to do his own miniseries, Stephen King's The Shining, and it was shot at the beautiful Stanley Hotel. Which brings us to the haunting of the Stanley. Well, most hauntings that people think about is because of some kind of crazy death or murders that happened in the place where the spirits are trapped there. But the Stanley really doesn't have any history of those kind of occurrences. The ghosts that haunt the Stanley are what people think is they're there because they just loved the hotel so much that in their afterlife they decided to come back. So you can see Mr. and Mrs. Stanley there. Mr. Stanley usually is around the front desk area watching people check into his hotel, and his wife Laura is usually in the ballroom playing the piano all hours of the night. There's also occurrences of children running around on the 4th floor. There's also a ghost by the name of Mrs. Wilson who likes to change the bed sheets in some of the rooms. She also doesn't like when people aren't married. So if there's an unmarried couple, they've claimed that she's been in the bed trying to separate them. She also unpacks and packs people's luggage. And there's other various ghosts that have been seen there. There's a couple of pets that have been seen there from the pet cemetery that used to be on the grounds. If you ever get a chance to stay at the Stanley Hotel, it shouldn't be missed. Not only because of the hauntings at the Stanley Hotel, but because of the location. The location of the Stanley Hotel is in the beautiful mountain town of Estes Park, which is one of my favorite mountain towns in Colorado. I've even stayed at the Stanley Hotel. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see any of the ghosts that came, but I did get to do the haunted tour, which is super fun and has lots of history in it. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and subscribe so that you can get these fun Colorado facts into your email box every Friday. And until next time, have a wonderful and happy and safe Halloween.